Okay. Do a little game recording real quick. That's my big capital ship. It's pretty big. Let's see. That over there is a little project I'm working on. I originally made that little small vessel just to get into tight spots. But I figured I'd do something different. And I decided to try to make my own version of a mining rig. Right now I am still having troubles trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it. But this is kind of the idea. This is one side of it. This is the outside edge, and then the inside edge is that ring right over there that you see. The inside edge would be right here. There'll be a secondary walkway right there, and then it'll be a 3 wide deal. You'd stand on it right here. If I can get on that walkway without flying off of it. Really. Okay. So you're basically going to be on the inner side of the ring. And you basically use your T2 drill to drill down. I'm debating on whether I'm going to keep the landing gear on it or take it off. I'm not quite sure yet. I might take that landing gear off and put docking pads on. And I'm debating on moving my back thrusters out to the sides or not, or putting them higher up. Yeah, right now this is kind of in the works. I mean, I might go ahead, I might end up just scratching the whole idea and then doing something else. But yeah. Anyway, I found a cool little cheat that you can kind of use it to spawn things into the game that would normally take a ton of resources, and if you really want to use them that time, and experience what it's like, there's a cheat code where you enter into the console and basically type in finish BP, and it will finish the blueprint that you have selected, and this is one of them that I did. I might do one more. I've been thinking about putting another capital ship in, because I'm about ready to go battle on the moon of Akua, the Akua moon. And I really don't want to take this big old huge city capital ship up and stick it up on the moon at the time being. right now my main goal with it is to go ahead and make as many large generators as possible to stick on it, because it has 90 some odd it has 90 fuel cells, and filling all 90 fuel cells takes a long time, and it will burn through probably about 13 fuel cells within about 10 or 12 minutes. So to move it small distances in the atmosphere, you got to be careful on how far you can move it, because you will run out of energy, and wherever it comes down, it comes down. And as you can see, the sheer size of it is immense. I mean, the developer of this one, the person who built this, is awesome, because this thing is just really awesome. The sheer size and everything about it is just neat. I'm still having troubles trying to figure out where the world... well, I know where I want to put it, but my problem is now is... the problem is now is I got to make a spot big enough for it to set it down perfectly level, because as you can see right now, it's listing over to the right hand side if you're looking out this direction. If you're looking this direction, it's listing, actually it's listing to the left. And if you're looking out this way, yeah, it's kind of listing. Yeah, it's listing to the right. Now that capital ship over there, yeah, that was my attempt at building my own first capital ship. It served its purpose. I'm still thinking of doing more work to it. It basically looks like a big tour bus, actually. I was wanting to make it look nicer and sleeker and make it look like a really awesome capital ship. But I also wanted to have room to take out my all of my stuff. And I knew that it had to be tall to not only take out small vessels, but to take out hovercrafts too. So that's the design I made. It was narrow, and the ramps I put on the side of it were for the hovercrafts to be able to go up and use to enter and exit the vehicle. Now I went to a planet or two with it, and it worked pretty good. I was burning a lot of power, but I only have 3 large fuel cells, and I was running, I think, 3 or 4 generators at the time when I first built it. Since then I added, I think, 2 more big generators and then about 6 small generators. In total, I wanted to try to bring down the power consumption so I wasn't going through batteries as fast, or power packs as fast, because it takes a while to craft power packs, and with the way it was burning through power, it was just ridiculous. It's kind of way this big capital ship that I had spawned in using the cheat method. I got it, and I found out that it was going through power real bad too, so I'm in the midst of adding a whole bunch more generators. Each room that has a few generators, what I'm doing is I'm adding probably 20 or 30 generators per room to help stop the amount of power that is being used in the process of leaving the atmosphere and going out into outer space. Now, when you're in outer space, you got tons of power if you're running a lot of generators. Now, this poor old capital ship, it's been on its roof, it's been on its side, it's been everywhere because I had it parked in a really good spot. And when I spawned that big, huge capital ship in, it fell down on top of that one. And when it did, it flipped it over, and it actually flipped it onto the big, huge capital ship up there. And I was able to get it off of it, but I was in the midst of flipping it upright again, and I ran out of power. And this is where it ended up when it ran out of power. So yeah, it's dark right now, so it's hard to see in, but yeah. I might see if I can't access the ship somehow and add some power to it so I can get it flipped upright. I can probably access it from this. Let's see if I can get in it at least. Oh, I turned off the jetpack, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Alright. Okay, we're inside the ship. But the problem is, though, let's see if I can get the door shut. Okay, now we can walk onto the doors and not take a chance of falling through back out into the jungle, or whatever you want to call it, the surroundings. What we gotta do is we gotta try to figure out how to get inside that room right there. Because that room is going to be, I think this is the room. I mean, I'm not sure, but I think. Oh, that's the room going into the lower part of the ship. And it's kind of difficult to, no, that's the upper part of the ship. That would be, that would basically be the cockpit of the ship. Which is basically where I'd like to end up. But with the way that we are set up now, it's going to be really hard to do. there is a way of doing it, and we'll just do it that way. I can always replace the block that I take out. Blocks. And we'll do it this way. And I'll replace those blocks when I'm done. Anyway, I need to replace that window, but the problem is I have no window blocks at the moment. My main goal is I want to try to get over to there. And sometimes the game doesn't want to cooperate. Like, I wish he was light. Like, say, that's a big gaping hole right there. I don't want to go out that big gaping hole. So what I want to do is I want to try to get past that big gaping hole. So, okay, we made it past the big gaping hole. Now my next goal is I want to get us into the ship like this. And then I want to go to large fuel tank, and I want to access the large fuel tank, and I want to add power to that one. Add power to the second one. Mind you, only have 3 fuel tanks. A lot of the big guzzlers have like 50 to 90. I got 3 on this. So that's it right there. There's my 3. Now, I'm going to go outside to the outside mode. Now, if you hit the left Alt button, that will put you into free camera mode, which you could be in free camera mode. Now we're going to power it up. We're going to see if we can't get this thing back up on its back up right. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it back up right or not, but we're going to give it our best go. I think we just might actually get it to go back up on its top, or back up on its landing gears. Hopefully I don't run out of battery power again. Whoa. Okay, yeah, we are definitely, we were flying. We're flying now. Well, we were flying. Okay. We're almost upright. Again. just want to keep going until I get it up right. Man. Let's see. Let's back it up. See if we can get her. Okay, I think we got her back up right. Yes, we got her back up right again. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. At least she's back up on her landing gear again. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, free camera mode. When you're in the vehicle like that, and you want to be able to go around and pan around like this, instead of being stuck like that, where you can't move around, where you can essentially fly by mouse, but you can't look around unless you move the ship itself. But if you hit the left Alt key, your crosshairs will disappear, and that puts you into what I call free camera roam. But you can roam the camera around anywhere you want, or you can rotate it around anywhere you want. It works outside and inside. Like say, if you're outside the ship, you go back inside the ship, like this. See, right now, it's locked. The view is locked to the vehicle. Now if I hit the left Alt key inside the vehicle, now I can actually look around my ship. And I'm not moving the ship or nothing, I'm just moving my player's head in the game. And then to lock it back to fly by mouse, you just hit the left Alt key again, and it locks it back in. You get your crosshairs, which means, like say, you can move the ship by moving the mouse. I'm moving the mouse right now, and if I do that, now when I move the mouse, nothing happens. Ship will stay in one place. I pull the crosshairs back up by hitting left Alt. Now the ship moves. Now I can shut the ship off. Like say right now, I'm not running the ship at all, so I'm not going to take it on any missions that I know of. Now I might take it to the moon because I'm planning on doing a battle on the moon. I did a battle on the moon in a one save game I have, and I battled 3 places. Now mind you, I'm playing on easy, about as easy as you can get. And I battled 3 different bases that night. I started off on the moon. My main goal going to the moon was to, and I need to go collect food. My main goal was to go to the moon to mine some neodymium. I think that's the correct terminology for it. But when I got there, I was like, deciding I was going to check out the planet to see what all was there. And, whoa. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm on the top level. That's why. I was kind of scared for a second there. I didn't see my power and stuff. Anyway, I got there and I decided to check out the planet. And I checked out the planet and I saw a couple of bases while I was doing my above search. And I decided I was going to go and battle. Well, the first one I come to was a, see, here's the stuff I was telling you about that I put in. These are the 3 large fuel cells I put in. There's some of the smaller generators I put in to get my power output down. And then there's the, there's the 2 or 4. I think I put 6 in to begin with. Or did I put 4 in? I think I put 4 in to begin with. I thought 4 would be enough. Well, I ended up putting 6 in. And then there's a 7th one. And then a small one there. And a couple of small ones there. Anyway, back to the moon battle. Sorry to jump off course like that, but I started off by raiding the drone base. And my style of raiding bases or attacking bases is I use a strategy called kamikaze run. Now I know a lot of yins are probably like kamikaze run. What I do is I will go to the base that I want to attack, and I'll get right outside its perimeter where it's gun shooting. And then what I will do, I'm on the bottom level too. And then what I'll do is I will, that's not that far of a drop. Is I will just take off at a full run toward their base. And I will dodge and move and do maneuvers to keep from taking direct fire from their big cannons. And I'm finding it to be not so bad on easy mode. I don't know how hard it's going to be on a hard mode. But on easy modes, I mean, you get hit a few times, and I've got killed once or twice in route. But the more I do it, the more I get used to it, and the easier it is to approach the base, an enemy base, and be able to dodge their fire. So what I do is I'll kamikaze run the base. I'll get past the line of their guns to where their guns can't shoot me no more. And then generally what I do is I will take a bigger gun like a plasma cannon, and I will take out their guns from underneath the gun, and I'll go that route. And once I get their big guns out, then I start and I'll find the entrance, and I just go from there. Now I seen a guy who I follow on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people's familiar with him. His name is Mr. Moose. I've watched him play this game, and him and some of his friends, and I kind of adopted their strategy of staying above the enemy and using high points to have a strategic edge over the enemy, and I'm finding out that it works real good. But if you get into a situation like I did in an earlier game that I was playing, in another save game I have, and you're in close combat with a bad guy, a sniper rifle is not a good rifle to have. Right now, I really don't want to go back to that save game anytime soon, because I'm going to get spawned right back into that guy shooting at me again. And I gotta set time to get my backpack, get my stuff, get it all back on my person. Uh-oh. And gotta get this guy fed real quick. Yeah. He'll eat one of those. You gotta get the backpack, then you gotta take the backpack, you gotta put all that back on the person, and then once you get all that back on the person, then you got to queue up the weapon you're using. And on this particular one, what I had done was I kamikazed the base. Well, no, I didn't kamikaze the base. What I did was I tunneled underground to the base, come up underneath the base. So the guns are still intact. I didn't take none of the guns out, because some of the times what I will do, and I was not wanting to do that, some of the times what I will do is I'll leave the guns and I will get into the enemy base and I will battle until I get to their core, and then I blow their core. Well, when I blow their core, then I can go collect those guns and get the resources from those guns. So if they have a couple of plasma turrets, I can collect the resources for those plasma turrets. But it's a big risk, because if you get caught off guard and you think everything's cool, you run outside to get away from the enemy and you run in the line of fire of one of them plasma cannons, they're going to wipe you out in a hurry. And there's nothing you can do about it. They'll clean your plow. They'll hand you your lunch and tell you to go on. Yeah. But anyway, I'm playing on easy mode. So it's not really that bad. But anyway, when I started this particular map, or this particular save game, I was going to use this base. I built this base. This is one I built. I built this base primarily as my actual base. Well, then I found out about the workshop, the Steam workshop, and I found there's a whole bunch of neat bases that you can get. And while I was in the midst of building this base, I found another base that I really liked. It wasn't a really big base. It was something that was neat. It was something that was really cool, and I'll be going back over to it here in a minute. It's basically that base right over there. I decided I was going to get it. Well, I went through and I did all the ores and stuff like that, all the ingots I needed, and all the resources. It took, I don't know, probably 2 hours to spawn, or to be, took about 2 hours for it to be ready to be spawned into the game. And I decided to make this my greenhouse. Well, at first, I had just a small gardening area. I think I had probably a I think I had like an 8x8 garden on both sides when I first started. Okay, well, basically I can only get so many fruits here at the moment because I'm loaded up. Basically what I decided was, at the time, and sometimes I don't really make sense, so kind of bear with me. Okay, I'm just gonna have to randomly pick because it's not gonna. I got too much stuff on my person. Let's see. Can I pick the wheat, or is it? Yeah, it's not one I can pick because it's not in there automatic. It's not in there from when I was doing it. When I started, I really wasn't sure which fruits were the better of the fruits to go ahead and keep or use. And I found out that space durians, pumpkins, and tomatoes are the way to go. Space durians, pumpkins, and tomatoes, as well as purified water and steel plates, but you need those, will, wait, that's corn, but I think that was perthing fruit. You use them to make canned vegetables. Canned vegetables are a long-lasting fruit, or a long-lasting fruit. Kind of makes me feel stupid when I talk like that. Anyway, it makes canned vegetables, which have a long shelf life. Their duration is a long time, which I might make some up because, yeah, we're going to make some up because I got plenty enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to move 20 tomatoes over. We're going to move 20 space durians over. We are going to move this other 7 tomatoes over. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that go from 7 to 10. And the way to do that is you take your tomatoes that you want to add on and you right mouse click it. And right mouse clicking it, you can add 1 tomato at a time until you get to the desired amount. The reason for that is I got 10 deals of meat. Now, tomatoes and meat with, look, I got 9 pumpkins, so I'm going to need to go collect more pumpkins. Um, Tomatoes and meat will make what's called canned meat. See, I'm going to go ahead and move my 30 tomatoes over, 10 raw meat, my 9 pumpkins, and my 20 durian fruits, as well as my sugar cane, and let's see what else. That should be about it. I should have enough to go ahead and collect the rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and collect the rest of the stuff, the rest of my garden, and then we are going to add in the amount of pumpkins I need to finish out the amount of pumpkins I need to do my canned vegetables. And what my goal is I'm going to go for 20 canned vegetables and 10 canned meats. And my basic goal is I want to get stocked up for when I go and do battles, like say on the moon or on other planets, so that when my player gets hungry, I don't have to resort to having my player kill himself and then respawning him back in the game just so I can keep going, which is what I usually do when it comes down to it. But what I want to do is I want to be prepared. And to be prepared, I got to make sure that I'm growing the right stuff. Now the corn, there isn't too awful much you can do with the corn. You'd think there'd be a lot more stuff. You could use the corn along with the vegetables to make even better vegetable cans and stuff like that, but you can't. The only thing corn will make food-wise is popcorn. And you can also use the corn along with, you can also use the corn with, what is it? Rock dust or magnesium? I can't remember if it's rock dust or magnesium. It's one of the two that you mix together. And you can actually make plastic pellets out of it. So what I usually do is I'll get a bunch of corn, and then I'll take that corn and I will make plastic pellets, which I got an uber amount of plastic pellets. I got a lot of plastic pellets. And my computer isn't the best. I'm running a HP Pavilion, and it's okay. I mean, it runs the game, but I'd like it to run the game a lot faster if it could. Let's see, I got 16. I already got 20 canned vegetables. See, its perish time is 237 hours. At least I guess it's 237 hours. I don't know. I'm not an expert at the game, but I'm pretty sure it's probably 237 hours. But anyway, and I had two things go bad up here. Anyway, we will go ahead and make up. We got 10 of that, so we're going to make 10 of those. we are going to make oops, 16 canned vegetables because we have 16 pumpkins, which means we'll have to move the other two, 18, 18, 19, 20, the other 4 space durians and the other 4 tomatoes. Now then, let's see. Let's get that up here. So you got 12 tomatoes there, 11 tomatoes now. 20 tomatoes up there. We're now 19. And it looks like I could make quite a bit more, but the problem is I'm short on pumpkins at the moment, so that's why I'm not quite to that point yet to make all 20. Now I need to move the rest of this. Now your birthing fruit, you can use it and wheat. Well, actually, you take the wheat and you have it ground into flour. And you take the wheat flour and the wheat flour, along with that, we will, let's see, you can make a fruit pie with 1 flour, 1 purified water. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and make one real quick. Yeah, I've not made a fruit pie yet, so we're going to make a fruit pie. Matter of fact, we'll make 4 of them. Because we got 4 of them. We got 4. And we're going to go ahead and come into this fridge. And we got 6 here. So we're going to run 3 over here. And we're going to run this. And 1 more is 4. Now you watch, it'll probably be way more than that. And we need sugar cane, which I think I got sugar cane. Now you watch, I ain't got enough sugar cane. Oh, I got plenty of sugar cane. I got plenty of birthing fruit too, so I got 36 sugar cane, 1 flour, 1 purified water, 1 birthing fruit, and 1 sugar cane. So we can make upwards of 36 of those pies. So we're going to make upwards of 36 of those pies. So we got 4 now, so 35, 34, 33, 32. Okay, we're going to need 32 more birthing fruit, which here is 20. And there's 34. And 33, 32. Okay, there's 32 birthing fruit. Now we're going to need 20. 10 and 2 flour. See, there's 32 flour, 32 birthing fruits. Now we should actually have 36 flour. They have 36 birthing fruit. So let's queue up 36 of these. 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now we're making birthing fruit pie. Haha. Which is going to be a treat. Anyway, looks like we're not going to be... Well, yeah, we'll be able to make it all because... yeah. Well, anyway, we got 10 canned meat. We can move over here. We got 16 canned vegetables. Let's see. According to this, we need pumpkins. I got 4 tomatoes in there. I got 4 space durians. And I need 4 pumpkins. Problem is, I don't think I got 4 pumpkins out to go pick. Anyway, yeah, like I say, my computer is pretty good. It's not got the credentials to actually play this game to its fullest, but as you can see, it plays it pretty good. I mean, the credentials of the game spec, like, is almost double my laptop. It has, but my laptop plays it pretty good. I'm amazed. There's quite a few games that I've played that you wouldn't think my laptop would play them. I mean, it lags every now and again. Like some of the... I play Farm Simulator too, and which once I got this game, I really haven't played much Farm Simulator because there really wasn't no need to. Because I got hooked into this game for quite a while. The Farm Simulator takes quite a bit to run, and I thought my computer was going to have a rough time with it. And there's points. There's times in the game where the computer just don't quite run right, and it kind of, the screen kind of gets... Okay, I got enough pumpkins. I don't know what I'm fretting. Let's get half of that. Sometimes it kind of gets a little bit squirrely, but other than that, it usually does okay. On this game, every now and again I have frame loss, which is to be expected. I mean, okay, we need 4 more pumpkins. So let's go ahead and slap 4 pumpkins in here. And let's get 4 more cans of vegetables going. Now, food does go bad in the refrigerator, but it's a lot longer. It's, I don't know exactly how they go about it, but the food outside of the refrigerator will go bad way quicker. But I think what they do is they multiply the time that the food can go bad. It's like 2x slower for the food to go bad. Like say, take for instance, these fruit pies I just made. The perish time is 28 hours. So I'm going to move that fruit pie over. And so say yeah, it says we got 28 hours. Now 28 hours that will go bad. Now I move my fruit pie into my freezer, and like the flour here, its perish time is 110 hours. And popcorn, I don't know what its perish time is. It's been in there for a long time. It still has 12 hours. And the bread, the perish time for the bread's 11 hours, and it's been in there for a long time. So what I generally do is I take the fresher of the two and I will save it back. The perish time for that is 346 hours. Game time, which is probably 346 minutes real time. Now see, I crafted that not too long ago, and it's down to 233 hours game time. The meats, I just crafted those, and it's 345 minutes real time, 345 hours game time, which is quite a few days. So yeah. Well, anyway, but what I did when now I'm going and changing the subject again, getting everybody confused. Well, anyway, yeah. You notice I'll do that when I kind of run into a roadblock of what I was saying, and then I get stumbled over something, and then instead of looking stupid, I just kind of change the subject over to something else real quick. Yeah. When I get done picking this, I will basically walk the original garden size when I first started. When I first made this, I think I started out with like probably 6 plants. And that was it. Actually, I think I started with 3 or 4 or something like that. I'm not quite sure what I went to, but anyway, it wasn't that big. I had probably corn, wheat, 3 or 4 corn, a deal or 2 of wheat, and then I had a deal or 2 of tomatoes or something like that. But eventually, or when I first made this, this was metal floor from the center over to there. See, it was metal floor here. See, those gardening blocks I put in later. See, that was a metal floor all the way over to there. A metal floor past the core and on over to that box, storage box, and that was a metal floor all the way over. That strip through there was a metal floor. This whole side was nothing but metal because I didn't have enough gardening stuff. Later on, I started expanding. I think when I first started, I had this row of 6 right here, and that was it. And then later on I added in, and then I went from like 6 to my row started here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wide, 4 across. Eventually, when I first started, I was doing it as a 4x4, which was well, I wanted it to be a 5x5, 25 in each side. Well, see, I did my 5x5 and I decided I wanted to go further, and I expanded it. See, the original 5x5 would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5, which was right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 right there. See, this was the 5x5 plot. And I had it set up for both sides. But then the more I worked at it, I saw that it's going to take a lot more space and a bigger garden to sustain my players' hunger. So I basically just made my garden bigger. And my space durians are like growing like weeds, man. Look at that, they're already growing out. But yeah, this area right here was a metal walkway at one time, and I ended up filling it in and making it a garden. I think I have an earlier video that has this garden in it when it was, I think, in its 5x5 state. It might have been in 5x7, or maybe a little bit bigger. But anyway, yeah. And then I added a couple of things. I added more out to the sides here. And eventually, I'm thinking about making the I'm thinking about moving some of the stuff that I have inside this shop and moving some of it outside. And basically take out some of that other stuff and move these refrigerators up against the walls and stuff, and basically make this area right here where these refrigerators are and my power pack and all this other stuff. Like, say that I'd like to move over there. Power deal I'd like to move, and all of that, fill in that area where I have my O2 refills and stuff like that, which I'll be rocking over by there. Right now I got an open gaping hole there, so I gotta be kind of careful. With the refrigerator you don't really see it, but there's my big open gaping hole. And I got my water there, which is out of power, so... But I really don't need to collect water right now. This is basically filled up. But I'm not going to collect them just yet. I'll collect them later. Because as you can see, my inventory is full. Because, like I say, I'm gearing up to go to war on the moon, the Akua moon. What happened in the last episode that I had recorded, or that I didn't record it, wish I did. Last episode, or the last save game, the other save game, I was fighting the what's called Ghost Rider main base, and I beat it. Mind you, it's on easy. I beat it, and I pulled my hovercraft close by it, so that if minigun drones came, my plasma cannons would pretty much do them in. Well, I did minimal damage to the actual building itself, so there was a lot of alien containers that I could have went and got the stuff from. And yeah, when I moved my hovercraft over, even though the core was out, because I took the core out, there's no enemy inside of this base. My hovercraft decides to go all out on that base, and it blew it, basically, it blew the top right off of it. And all of the stuff that was in it, I was wanting to go and loot, was gone, because I didn't turn my turret off. And I found out I had to park my hovercraft like almost 500 meters from any enemy ships or any enemy bases that I had defeated, or it would basically go unleash on them and blow them apart. So I decided that I was going to, since in this one I have not battled on the moon yet, I decided I was going to gear up to battle on the moon, and I was going to use my I guess you can call it misjudgment of what my hovercraft was capable of. And just basically not get my hovercraft in close. Just kind of keep him back. Oh, and here I go change the subject again, but if any new people to the game who ain't watched any of the other videos yet on the game, which you probably have, you'll all probably just pass this one by, which that's cool. I'm not worried about that. I just basically just kind of informative on how to play the game a little bit, because I'm still learning to play the game myself, and there's still things that I'm learning and going with and watching other people on YouTube. Basically, now I forgot what I was going to say. Darn. Yeah. Yeah, now I've totally forgot what I was going to say. Yeah. That happens a lot. Oops, I don't want that in there. It's my space coffee. Oh, I'll be racking my brain for a while trying to figure out what I was going to say. I can't remember what it was I was going to say, but here's another tidbit to the game. If you're in a base, such as I'm in the base, I mean, you don't have to be over there at the power supply. Like say I'm over here and I'm deciding I'm going to wash my windows. Which you can't wash the windows in the game, but it's neat to say anyway. Anyway, I'm over here and the power shuts off. Now what I do is I hit P and it brings up the control panel. And then I go to fuel tank, which I only have one in here. It only takes one. And I can access it from right here. Now see, I got 2 more large fuel packs of Promethium. And then I'll be out. So, what I can do is I can hit the left shift, left mouse button, and I can fill them all back up from over here. Now I have my setup set up to enter and exit menus and stuff like enter and exit things with the middle mouse button on my mouse. Or you can hit the F key. Now see, I'm over here. My power's way over here. So I basically refilled that from way over there. Now it holds true for these other 2 deals, unless they're not part of the base itself. If they're not part of the base itself, then you got to do them manually. We'll find out. Let's see if a water generator and the oxygen generator is part of the base, or if I got to do them manually. Okay. Close that. I got 52. Okay, I gotta regroup. I gotta group this. Yes. Okay, now I have no ungroups. Bridge fuel tank generator. Lights, medics, turret. Okay, they are not part of this. So, these 2 little boogers, which I'm not going to worry too much about powering them right now, because I don't really need the water or the other at the moment. And the same goes for the storage. Like say, for instance, and you gotta be on the base that's you got to be on the grounds of the base that's got the stuff that you are interested in. Like say now I'm up here and I'm checking out my small vessel. And I found out I need something from one of my cargo boxes. Instead of running down to the, going to the elevator, going down. And if you watch Mr. Moose's videos, he explains it too in his videos on how he does it too. Which Mr. Moose is really good at explaining how to do things. And he basically walks you through it trial by error. Now see, I can go into the cargo box and that one has nothing in it. Now I hit P again and I can go back to the other cargo box. And that one has nothing in it. Now see, I hit P again and I can go to the next cargo box and so on and so forth. Now if for any reason you forget, and I do this a lot, if you forget to hit P and you just hit F, it'll send you back to here and you go back to P and do it all over again. Which I try to make it a habit that right after I hit access, like see this one has oxygen. So, see I can store that there. And you hit left shift, left mouse, and it will automatically move whatever's over here, over to here, and vice versa. Let's say I want to move this over here, boom. Left shift, left mouse, moves it over there. Or you could drag it and drop it, like this. Pick it up, bring it over, drop it. Or the same is true this way. You can also eat doing the same basic principle but with the right mouse key instead of the left. Like say, I'm going to hold down the left shift key, hit the right mouse button, and I can eat off of out of my backpack. Or I can move that same thing over here onto my hotbar, close this, click number 9, and then hit the left mouse button and eat it from there. To be honest, I like it better to be able to just come over here and just right mouse button it with the left. It says right here, it says over there at the info, consumable, used with left mouse button from toolbar or from inventory with shift and right mouse button. So, yeah, it's pretty neat. Anyway, I was going to kind of show you how to use the cheat. I don't like to use the cheat, but I've come to kind of rely on the cheat to get a few things that I can't get because I just don't have the resources. I really hate to do it, but at the same token, it's kind of neat. I mean, you see something that you really like, and then you see what it takes to build it, and then you're like, oh man, I don't have that, and I'm gonna have to go to another planet just to get all the stuff to do that. And you're basically forced to build your own capital vessel like I did. And if you're not very creative, like I'm not very creative, as you can see, I built what you can call a space Greyhound bus, I guess you can call it. It's basically a space Greyhound bus. See, it basically looks like a bus. But it gets the job done. You can load on 3 small vessels at the top, and you can load 2 hovercraft in the bottom. And like I say, it's really nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spawn in by using the cheat. We're going to spawn in a capital vessel right in this area. So what I do is I hit the tab button and I go to blueprints, and now I want to find a ship that 336115. That's pretty big. Let's see. Tempest. I kind of like the Tempest, but the problem with it is it's like super huge, or it's don't look like it's gonna. Okay, scratch out super huge part. That was just me being stupid. It looks awesome and all, and that one looks awesome, but it's really not as cool as I expected it. I mean, the person who made it is awesome. They did one heck of a great job on it. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm more in the bigger stuff. Like, that's kind of a little small for what I like. My stuff is more like probably going to be the Battlestar Galactica or the SG Destroyer, SG-784 Destroyer. You know, this is some of the stuff I like. The big ships. Now the Polaris is what Moose and his buddies use in their streams, live streams and stuff. So I've had it. It's a pretty good ship. To be honest, I might go ahead and respawn it. Now here's the City of Hope. That's the one that I had spawned in. It's huge. And it takes a huge area to put it in. Yeah, I kind of need to hurry up, because I'm out in the middle of nowhere right now. Even though I'm close to my base, I'm far enough away that the game is still active, even though I'm in this menu, which means an animal can come up and eat me alive right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's a 2740 by 9. 2740 by 9. 336115. Maybe I'll do the Battlestar Galactica some other time. I have a feeling it's going to be huge. We're going to go ahead and do the Polaris again. So now, I picked up Polaris as the capital ship that I'm going to spawn in. Or I'm going to cheat with. Now, as you can see, it takes quite a bit to do it. I could do it this way, But right now I just don't quite got the patience, and I can go about using my other capital vessel, but at the moment I'm just going to go ahead and spawn this one in using the cheat mode. Now, we're in the blueprints, we're in the factory. Next thing you do is you open up your console, and down there where you see the little cursor blinking, you type in finish BP. Now, you hit enter. Now it's because it's going to finish in 5 seconds. Now see, it's finished. Now you close the console, tab, blueprints, and there's the Polaris completed and ready to spawn into the game. You hit spawn, find a spot to set the Polaris down at, which I probably didn't pick the best spot. I ain't really got a lot of open floor space, so it's kind of hard to find open space to put the bigger capital ships in. See, if I put it there, that tree's gonna be in the way. So what I could do is I could go to my little laser rifle here, reload, and I can go through and take a few trees out of the way. Same goes for rocks. You can do it with the rocks too. Takes a lot more for the rock. You know what? I'm not worried about that rock. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here. See, I got a lot of frame droppage right there because the capital ship up there is, well, it's, yeah. And, take that tree out. Yeah, basically what we'll do is we'll come up here. We're going to get up here quite a ways, and then we're going to, turn around. We're going to spawn that ship in right in that area if we can. We're going to go back into tab, and we're going to go back into blueprints. And we're going to go ahead and say spawn that ship again. Okay, now I've spawned it in. So, that's how the cheat works. It's a quick way to get where you want to go, but it's a cheat. Like I say, I don't like to use it, but if you want to get a ship quick to go do things, and you're not sure how your own stuff is going to handle, then you can go ahead and use the cheat and do this. Now, I've tried to make it a habit to use the cheat to do a few things, and just a few small things, and I don't know where the heck I am. Apparently I either didn't go up high enough or I'm too high up. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, that's why. You're forgetting the door in this ship is directly above. And then when you come out, now you're in the main ship. Then you come this way. Usually with most new ships that I spawn in, I flew this one before, plus I've seen video of it before, so I know kind of how to get around it. What I normally do is I get in the ship driver's seat when I power it up for the first time. And that way I can be able to be under control of that ship if for any reason that ship is on and it decides it wants to take off, because I've had that happen to me a couple of times. They really didn't take off on me, but they were moving while I was in there. I keep forgetting. I just did what I told everybody that you could easily do. Okay. Wrong key, Tony. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, I flew this ship before, and, you know, it's pretty fuel efficient, actually. I mean, you can fly it for quite a little bit. And there really ain't too awful many fuel compartments on it. I have one capital ship that I had cheated into the game, and it's sitting up on the space station, which I cheated it in the game too. It's up there because if I bring it to the planet, it has, I think, 51 fuel cells, which is like way more than this one. And in the atmosphere, it'll burn through that 51 in like 13 minutes. 13 minutes game time. So, well, let me take that back. If you have all 51 filled up, it'll take longer to go through them. If you fill half of them up, it'll go through them so fast. you'll be like, before you know it, you'll be taking off, flying around in the atmosphere. Next thing you know, you're dropping out of the sky because you're running out of power. So yeah. And this one having only 9 fuel tanks, that just goes to show you it's gotta have good fuel economy to be able to go. Now I'm gonna power it up. Now here's a deal. You can also go into the control panel, and I'll close the fuel tank. But say I want to start the ship up, but I don't want the thrusters on. So what I do is I come up here and I click on active, and I uncheck it. Now, when I fire the ship up for the first time, the ship's using 1% power. We have 2,406 minutes game time of power, and the ship don't take off on me. And plus 2, you can also do that, and this is a good way to check and see what kind of it's a really good way to check and see what kind of okay, you can also do it that way. Say 30mm bullets for the cannon turrets, and for the plasmas I need the PL charge CV, and for the rocket turrets I need 135mm rockets or missiles. So there's 4 weapons here. Okay, there's 4 more weapons that's not grouped in with the turrets. And there are other rockets. Whoa! 150mm missiles. Good Lord, I get them on there, I can battle all day long. Ain't nothing gonna mess with my feller. Yippers. Well, anyway, yeah. What I'll do is I will fill my weapons ammo box with a bunch of 150mm missiles. I will also fill it with 135mm missiles and PL charge CV, and also with 30mm bullets, which I got 30mm bullets already. So we could go ahead and have some stuff in our guns in case a battle erupts real fast. Now, for those of you who has not really played the game much or starting out, the best way to know how much your capital vessel or any of your small vessels or your hovercrafts are doing power-wise, you got your little box down here, and right now I'm using 1% power. Now if you notice, when I activate the thrusters, watch what happens to my usage. It jumps up to 45%, and now I have 70.4 minutes of power left. Now I deactivate. And now I have that time. Now, with it in this mode, you can basically use this ship as a home base on another planet, away from your home base. Because, see, now, if I go back into this view, jump out of the cockpit, now I can leave the ship run, which if you are not in, if you are in space, or on a planet, or if you are in space, basically in space, and you shut the ship off, you are not going to be able to walk around the ship like I'm doing now with it off. You're going to have to float around. And the same on the planet. Well, on the planet you can still walk around with the ship off, but you can't use things like the food processor or the refrigerators or the O2 station. And you gotta manually open and close doors. You can't use the constructor. I mean, there's neat little advantages to having the ship running and stuff. Okay, now from past experience using the ship, I know that walking in here, I have 3 rows of 3 bins to collect stuff in. And then I also have my O2 canisters. Now, I can access each canister one by one and add air into them. Or I could do it by method of using the control panel and going to O2 tanks, which there's 9 of them, and then go to each one, so on and so forth, and then adding the air in. But I'm not really going to be making any trips out in outer space right now. So we're just going to kind of hold off on putting air in there yet, right now. This is what they're calling the aft section of the ship. This is the weapons part. As you can see, you got 1, 2 full-size weapons compartments. And here is all those power supplies that I had did using the control panel. Now, the more stuff I have in the game, the more lag my computer's gonna have. Okay. Anyway. Now, basically up here, this is where you would park your small vessel. Or you could park more small vessels up here. As as long as your cannon turrets don't turn around and kill them. So I'd say you could probably park 2 more small vessels right there and right there. And there should be enough room up here on the top. If you put locking clamps on your mining vehicles, you can put your mining vehicles up here and they'll lock in up here. So you can have one mining vehicle up here, up to 3 or maybe even 5 small vessels up here. I'll just go with 3. Then you got 1 hovercraft in the front. See, this is actually the ship I used when I went to battle on the moon of Akua. And I didn't have my weapons, filled. I didn't have ammo for my weapons. So all I was basically using was a, I was just basically using my hovercraft as my support, fire support. So I took my hovercraft out to go explore a little bit. And when I come back, a darn mini drone was, or was it a cannon drone? It might have been a cannon drone. They were starting to pick my ship apart, sitting on the ground. So then I got the bright idea to just leave my hovercraft with my capital ship. But anyway, and the hovercraft with all those turrets and stuff on it pretty much took care of the mini drones, mini cannon drones, or minigun drones and the cannon drones. Now, you cannot control your ships from outside of your ships with the P button, which will open up your control panel. You have to be on the ship itself as long as you're physically in contact with the ship. You can come in and basically, well, I didn't have to do it through the control panel. All I have to do is hit Y, and that basically cuts the power off to the ship. To the ones who watch this and they know about it, then they know how it works. But if anybody watches this and they're new to the game, then I hope it helps them somewhat. I mean, if I'm not really helpful, then there's other people who plays this game that's got way better YouTube experience than I got. You can watch theirs and understand it better. But I'm trying to do my best to help guide you through the process of doing stuff. Oh, this is not going to end well. Oh, well, that did end well. But anyway, as you can see, right now I'm trying to figure out why the world, my New Hope City, is leaning to the right-hand side. And I'm kind of leaning toward that area right there as my culprit. And maybe that little mound of dirt. But what I'm planning on doing, which I'm probably going to end this recording here real soon, so we don't end up getting too long. It's already almost 2 hours long. What I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on building further forward, because a lot of you guys and gals who play this game know that if you build into the side of a mountain, maybe not a lot of you, a good amount of you guys and gals who play this game and has tunneled into a mountain to make a mountain base into the mountain have noticed that the you either leave the mountain or leave the planet, or you're away from your base for quite a long time, and you come back and the mountain has grown back into the base, and you're having to clear that whole area out. Kind of like me, I went way back into that mountain back there, and I went off the planet and I came back. I went to mine Promethium, and I mined Promethium right over there, right up there in the mountains, right up in there. I was there for 3 day and night cycles of the game. I came back, I parked that little turkey right up there on that building. I went back in the back to check on some things. And that mountain over there was basically all the way back up to the base again. So basically, it took me probably 60 or 70 of those charges over there for the drill and the filler and flattener tool to get all of that to where it is now, which I still, well, I think I got it cleared back to where I was. But yeah, this was all mountain, back in the mountain. So basically this small vessel would be in the mountain right now. I'd have to actually dig my small vessel out to get it out of the mountain. So basically what I'm thinking of doing is building out to where there is no mountain. And this will give you an example of what I'm talking about. This was all cleared out. All of this was cleared out. Quite a ways back, actually. It was a little farther back than that. And when I came back in again, all of that mountain was all the way up. See, there's part of it right there that I haven't flattened out all the way. It had come all the way to right about in here. This was the end of the mountain. I had to clear all of that away. Oh, and this is that base I was telling you about, everybody about. I I had found this base, and I decided I wanted to look at this base. So this is the base I had found on the workshop. And I thought, well, I'm going to get it and spawn it in. So I did. And this is what the base looks like. It's a pretty spacious base. I'm really enjoying it. The creator of this base did a really good job. And they really went into details on making the base. And I'm glad they did make the base and share it, because it is a really nice base. Anyway, let's see. Like I say, when I first come in the map, or when I was first in here, when I first started this save game, I ought to say, my survival, or my escape pod landed over in that valley where my 2 capital vessels are, right over there. And I walked up over the hill and I saw this area, and I thought, well, this is where I'm going to build at. So, when I first started, I don't know if I have video of it or not. If I do, I might put it on YouTube. I don't know. It depends on if you guys who do want to watch this are interested in watching it, because it's not going to have me talking in it. It's just going to be the gameplay. Because it took a long time for me to get brave enough to be able to get to the point where I can do these videos with my voice on. Because I don't know how well you guys like the way I talk and stuff like that. But anyway, I put my survival constructor right up here, and I just basically started. I got my core, and I come over and I plop my core down right there, and then I just started building my base floor until I got out to a certain size. And then I made my columns. And it looks like it's time for me to plant or pick my crop again. You know, that's one thing I like. It don't take long for that. Well, another reason I did this is also it protects my equipment. You say, how can that one piece of equipment outside be protected? It's outside. But I have a turret that's active on this base that it's active. And anything comes around my base, it gets shot. Anyway, another thing I did was I wanted to make it to where I could go in and out of the water from my base without having to be seen. So what I did was I made this ingenious little thing, which I put my oxygen mask on, and we just go straight on down into the water. And see, now we can go down in the water. And then, when we're ready to go back, depending on if I can find it or not. Usually I can't find it. But if I can find it, I can come back over here, which I'm probably not going to be able to find it under the water. And I'm probably not, because I think I'm under the base now. Yeah, I've not got much experience on doing this, so... Okay, yeah, I was nowhere near close. I guess what I'll do is I'll just have to be close to the top of the water when I come back. Another thing I found out. The drones can't shoot you when you're underneath the water. They can't even find you when you're under the water. So that's another reason I kind of did this. Now I gotta get under here and I gotta fix this because I got open area here that I don't want to be open. Which I can probably fix that some other time, but right now I need to figure out why I did not see that. Just go straight out and then turn. I don't know why I didn't see that. But see, like I say, if I can hit it, find it, see when I come up out of the water, see, any aliens or drones ain't gonna be able to see me right here. They'll be able to see me through this small window. But by that time I pop up out of the water, I'll be up in my base by the time they can do anything. But anyway, I'll let you ride around with me while I pick this crop. And then once I get done picking this crop, I will end this video. And I hope you enjoy it. I got a limited amount of data that I can use. So hopefully this doesn't go over 50 hours when I upload it. But if it looks like it is, then I'll just have to wait till some other time to share it. I'll upload it after 2 a.m. when I got my bonus data I can use. Yeah. Basically, this is my base. This is how I operate it. I showed a few cheats on how to get around. I don't recommend anyone using the cheat, but you know, I use it and I don't want to use it, but like I say, it's fun when you're intrigued about something and you really want to see it, but you don't want to take the time to get 50,000 iron ingots, which is kind of ridiculous, but I guess that's part of it. But anyway, yeah. I just hope that this will help newer people with the game who watch this and other videos from other people, and gives you people who are new at this, men and women, boys and girls, you know, neat little ins and outs on how to get about the game. Like I say, I've been playing it for quite a little while now, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the game. And the way I found out about the games, I was watching Mr. Moose's videos on Farm Simulator, and he was talking about Empyrion. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go find out what Empyrion really is. And, you know, if Mr. Moose likes Empyrion as much as he does, then, you know, I'm gonna see about it. See what it's all about. And, you know, I got to play in the game myself, and, yeah. I haven't played Farming Simulator in a long time. I've also not played, any of my other games. There's a few girls I ain't wrote back because of it either. Not that I don't have interest in them, it's just this game, it's so addictive, and it's so it takes up your time really fast. And you're so wrapped up in the game because this is such an immersive game that before you know it, a day can fly by. I mean, I wake up and I wake up usually around noon or 1 o'clock, depending on how late I've stayed up the night before, or when I went to bed that morning, and I'll go straight to the game. And depending on what time I go to bed, depends on whether or not I check my emails. Like, say, if I go to bed at 5 in the morning, which I've been doing here late because I find myself so intrigued in this game, I will decide, you know, I'm too tired to check my email, and then I'll check it some other time, which usually I check my email in the mornings before I go to bed, if I go to bed at a decent time, like say 3 or 4 in the morning. But if it's 5 in the morning and the sun will be coming up in an hour, then I just want to go ahead and hurry up and get to bed. That way I don't have to go to bed as the sun's coming up. Now, I used to work midnight shift at a grocery store. So, I know what it's like to stay up from 9 o'clock at night till 4 or 5 in the morning. Because one of my shifts I used to work, was from basically 9 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning, or I think it might have been 7 in the morning, and then I would have my commute home, which was another half hour's worth of a drive. See, I was living in Mountain Grove at the time, and my job was in Mountain View. So I would drive from Mountain Grove to Mountain View 9 o'clock, or at about 6:30, I think it was. 6:30 is when I'd start driving toward Mountain View. And I would get there. And I would clock in. And basically I would be the night janitor. I would clean the place up. Get it ready for the next day's use. And that was basically what my job was. And it was fun. Now I remember one time we had a bad snowstorm. And I had a rear-wheel drive 86 Buick LeSabre at the time, and I had to drive back on Old 60 before it was 4-lane from Mountain View to Willow Springs, and it was completely covered with snow, and they were just getting the snow plows on the 4-lane when I got there, when I got through. Got to Willow Springs, and I was able to make it back to my home, my apartment in Mountain Grove at the time. Doing some careful driving, slow and careful driving. I wasn't in no big hurry. But when I get home, the sun would be coming up. So what I basically did was I just basically went in, grabbed a shirt, and I would wrap it around my eyes as a kind of like a blinder, and then I was able to sleep, because I am one of those type of people. I cannot sleep with any type of light on at all. Any light at all will keep me awake. I don't know why, but that's just the way I am. I just cannot sleep with light. The darker I can make a room, the better. And that's why I would do that. Then I'd usually get home probably after working all night. I'd usually get home about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I'd go to bed. And then I'd wake up probably around 4:30 in the evening. Maybe 5. Then I would go and I would get myself ready to go to work that night. Which I only did it like 3 or 4 nights a week, so 3 nights a week, so it wasn't really that bad of a job for me. I mean, and I was the only one in the store from 9 o'clock at night to okay. I was in the store from 9 o'clock at night till 7 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, I had a lot of time that I had to myself. Anyway, I've collected up everything, and I really hope you guys enjoyed going on this little bit of a trek with me through the game. And I hope you enjoyed what little bit I had to offer in my experience in the game. And I don't know, if you just want to comment on it, then comment on it. If you don't, you don't. If you want to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it don't matter. I've already got one thumbs down on one video, but that's cool, you know. Everybody's got their own opinion. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.